You will rob you or be exterminated! Exterminate! Exterminate!
The TARDIS is shot down over a mysterious planet, but the Rani is able to get into the TARDIS and abduct the Doctor. But, as this is done, he regenerates, a fact which the Rani uses to her own ends, as, after a scuffle, she gives the Doctor amnesia and pretends to be Mel. Can the Doctor see through this? What is the Rani's ultimate goal? And what is happening with the real Mel? Let us reveal, as we talk about The Time in the Rani, written by Pip and Jane Baker, and broadcast from the 7th to 28th of November 1987 as the first episode of Season 24.
I'm Nick.
And I am Conrad.
And we are the Eyes of Harmony. And welcome to our second batch. So before we get into it completely, Conrad just stubbed his toe, obviously. Before we get into it completely, because this is the first time we see the new 7th Doctor intro, we're going to discuss that a bit, because, that's what we do. When it's the first time it's revealed, we talk about the intro. And
minus Rose.
Minus Rose. We spoke about it a bit.
Half and half. But we'll probably cover it again in the world, I guess.
Yeah, we'll go back and do that. But so it's a really good intro.
I really like it. To be honest, it's probably my favourite interpretation theme, honestly.
Oh yeah, theme definitely. Especially with the Purple Galaxy, and it's just quite good graphics. The only things which they do talk about, I think, in the special features of either this one or a later 7th Doctor story, is the free rocks. They just look so off.
Free
No, it is always. I like it how it's in time with the do do do.
Yeah,
that's always good.
I like how they included the second bit of the theme in the introduction. I think it's only that in the TV movie that ever do that.
Yeah. It is, and I do always like that part. I prefer it to the stupid 11th Doctor where they added in that stupid beginning bit.
Mm. Yeah. Oh yeah, no, yeah, I hate
that. It's not I hate it. I just prefer the
No, I hated it.
Fair enough. Well, yeah, I prefer the that and with the TARDIS in it and the 7th Doctor, and it's all just very kind of good. The only thing I'm not a 100% fan of is the logo. I'm fine with the word Who, but it's just the Doctor bit. I don't know.
I kind of like it. It's kind of in its way. It's kind of got that late 80s, early 90s charm to it.
It's original, yeah.
It's not. It's not what I'd call one of my favourites. It's got that late 80s, early 90s charm to it.
Yeah, I guess.
It's a thing of the era, but I like it because of it.
Yeah. But it's good. I mean, it goes with the music. I remember the first time I watched it, I got the VHS of Remembrance of the Daleks. I mean, what a first 7th Doctor story to watch.
It was my first
I watched it, and I actually rewound just to watch the intro again. That's how impressed I was, because obviously I wasn't really too big on using YouTube, so I hadn't really gone all intros online, I hadn't even found the Wikipedia page to know how many stories there were, every time I got a VHS from my uncle, I was like, I just looked at the date on the back on when it first broadcast, and that's where I knew it went in on the thing.
It was fun. Remember, it was also one of the earliest DVDs I had. I don't remember the context in terms of, when, I assume I watched it with my family, considering how early I got it, but, I don't even remember, to be honest. I don't remember how I thought about it when I first heard it, but I guess I must have liked it because I continued to like it ever since. So.
Yeah, but anyway, that's the second season of Sylvester McCoy. We got to get through the first season first.
Oh,
not a great season. I'd like to add, and so here we are, episode 1, Time and the Rani.
Let's see now, because usually I make notes, I make little bullet points, and usually I get a decent amount,
decent on both sides.
Yeah. Show this now. I got all of this, and all of this as my bad points, pretty much.
Jeez.
All of it.
Conrad went savage. Conrad really doesn't. He got the
my goodness!
he got the regeneration box set, the one with all the regeneration
I
stories.
finished. I never got past part 1 of my first watching.
So-
I couldn't. I first episode 1 frustrated me so much, as it is one of only 2 episodes I never watched completion until yesterday.
Hey,
Until yesterday. That leaves only the TV movie is the one episode I've started but never finished.
you need to finish it. It's a movie.
Yeah, look, I was just wasn't big on it.
Feeling it. I like the movie, but it's not my favourite. But I kind of like it. I dig it. It's more Paul McGann I watch it for because I like him. I really like his incarnation.
I think they're better
which keeps me
opportunities
going
to show
through.
that off.
But yeah, definitely the big.
But we'll
finish.
get on to that one. We'll get
But
on.
yeah, so
This episode.
well,
This episode. You know, I didn't even remember what I didn't entirely like about it.
yeah.
Like, because I remember I hated it and couldn't finish it, but I just didn't remember quite what because I didn't want to look back. And then I had to look back when we decided to record this one.
Yeah.
So,
Well, we chose it on purpose because we knew that we wanted one to kind of rip into.
so I guess starting from the beginning, we get the regeneration sequence.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
laughable.
no. First of all, we get the
It's-
CG TARDIS, which is awful.
Yeah,
Awful. Which is really weird because later on the pink balls are actually pretty decent. There's only a few things which are
And then the
decent
intro
in the
looks.
story.
The intro looks better.
Yeah, than the oh yeah, pre-title
Yeah,
sequence.
though I would say
the
I
only
would.
other time, isn't
Yeah,
it? Apart
that's
from
true.
isn't it Castrovalva is the only other time they had a pre-title sequence because they showed the regeneration again at the beginning of Castrovalva.
Possibly.
I think that's the only other time there's been pre-title sequence.
Yeah, we'd have
Yeah,
to think
I think
about
it
that,
is.
possibly.
In classic, at least, New Who is all the time.
Yeah,
But yeah, the CG just looks so
yeah,
bad.
well, it's not so much the model. I think the model that they use for the TARDIS is the exact same one they use in the intro. The issue
Yeah.
is that the one in the intro appears to be running at less frames and appears to have a lot lower budget. So it's just the TARDIS and
I think that was
nothing
like
that's
strapped
convincing.
together at the end. I mean, the rainbow wave's kind of pretty, but pretty doesn't cut it.
But yeah, and then the TARDIS just
So
gets
then
hit.
the regeneration is
Yeah. Well, first off, they all land on the floor. And then suddenly they're on a planet without any transition. And suddenly the Rani suddenly gets into the TARDIS without... How does the Rani get into the TARDIS?
She just walks into.
And how does she get there so instantly? Like, yeah.
Well, she might have known where it was. She aimed it because it is her beam.
True, but you would have thought, oh, if it landed here, we would walk up, because it's like in the middle of a rock thing. Don't you think it would have taken a bit of a walk?
Maybe there was a
Plus,
gap
once
between
again,
it landing
how-
and us in the side.
How did she get in? She
Yeah.
doesn't have the key. You can't get
Maybe.
into it without the key.
Well, there's the couple
And actually,
hole
this happens
above the pin.
several times throughout the episode. People come in and out of the TARDIS without needing the key, and then later on the tech traps, right at the end, get into the Rani's TARDIS without the key.
Yeah.
Like, why don't they bomb lock their TARDISes?
I guess you could say in some ways that the TARDIS was damaged during the lasers,
But
but
what
it's
about the
never
Ranis?
stated. It's never
What
stated.
about the
yeah.
Ranis? It's
Well,
just...
the Rani leaves the key in the motor in case she needs to get away quickly.
But wouldn't
Yeah, I
that
know,
be much
I
of
know.
a disadvantage?
It's flawed. It's flawed.
John Pertwee's era thought of that much better. They had the whole thing with the key with the Master's TARDIS. They bought it back then. What the heck? Now? Like
It's-
then? It's in the 80s.
Pip and Jane Baker, they're not very good at
So yeah, that's the first few seconds. And then we get to an even more awkward bit, and it's a rather infamous one, is that they didn't bother to bring Colin Baker back to do any sort of regeneration
I'm
sequence.
so mad about that.
No,
They should have given him
It was
a
Sylvester
season.
McCoy lying
a
on the
wig.
floor in a wig.
You can actually see a picture of him on set in that wig, just like sitting up before they filmed it. And it's frustrating as such a fan of Colin Baker. I mean, yeah, I'm not saying he had the best era or the best stories, but he was definitely probably one of the stronger presence of the Doctor. I mean, he had a kind of regal kind ofness to him. Like when he was in the room, you knew that he was the top dog. This is the guy not to mess with, kind of thing. While all the ones kind of Tom Baker had that a bit, and so did Pertwee. But he was very much
And William Hart.
yeah. But I'd say Colin Baker had a
And
very
Chris
boldness.
Eccleston.
classic Who, but Colin Baker had a boldness to him.
I can agree.
And if he'd had better stories, I think people would have liked him a lot more. It was stories which let it down.
Yeah,
and
if we had the third season, I think people would like him a lot more.
Oh my god, we got to do a podcast on that missing season and talk about that, because that would have been so good.
I want to listen to the audios of all the missing episodes, because they released them on audio. I want to experience the episodes that we missed out on first before we dive into that.
It's so frustrating that season didn't exist, because if you guys know about that season, it sounded like a corker.
It did. It
really
sounded
amazing.
I mean, who knows what would have come out in presentation? They could have screwed everything up for all we know.
But at least
by
it would
the
have
first
been
season
fun
here.
to see it. But yeah, I mean, if they'd done that season, it would have been better than this blooming season.
That also led to more room for improvement.
Yeah.
And if they had the first season, maybe Sylvester McCoy would have never got the part at all.
True.
Who knows?
Yeah,
Who knows how things change? Because Colin Baker wanted to last
7 years. Well, he wanted to try and beat Tom Baker's record, basically.
Did. So had he gone along with that, and had it not got cancelled when it did, we might have never seen Sylvester McCoy's Doctor, which in retrospect I think
might have been a shame as well.
For the Sylvester McCoy's second
and third
season, I think I'm okay with the timeline that we've got. Yes.
It's frustrating though, because I mean, the season that we missed would have been in the year that it was on hiatus, so it wouldn't have actually affected the thing that much.
Well, I mean, we wouldn't have got Trial of the Time.
Probably not, no.
And we wouldn't have got to Colin Baker so spontaneously regenerating at the beginning of this story.
It's just frustrating. Why didn't they give him one more season just to regenerate at the end? You know, just give him that last one.
Had he got another season, he would have got this season.
Maybe, yeah.
Which might not have been the best.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, so let's...
So he regenerates in the... I mean...
What were they thinking?
Yeah.
But they couldn't do anything, because they had to have him on the floor face. I mean, at least it's not the worst effect. The worst one is definitely John Pertwee to Tom Baker, which is literally just a fade. It's not even any effects on screen. At least this one had a kind of... Oh, one thing that's annoying in this story is the music. The music is so, it is too loud, and it's the same, part of the track over and over.
That is annoying, though quite a lot of the time it's all drowned out by Mel screaming. Yeah, but we'll get to that. Probably when we get to that. So we get a bit about the Rani, and they just kind of cut to it randomly after the TARDIS has landed, and they do some stuff, and then they cut to the Rani very briefly.
Yeah, so
talking to some aliens who are just there.
I quite like their design. I mean, they're decent. The only thing I'd say is design base is good, except for the Tetraps. The Tetraps were a good concept, but
they're
executed
cuddly.
So badly.
They're cuddly, they're not a
but
threat.
in the dark, they could be. And if they were filmed correctly in the dark, they could have been a bit. Look better, but for all the time they showed them, they were in broad daylight and they just looked cuddly.
With the animatronic mouths as well.
Yeah. I remember actually seeing one at the 50th anniversary, and it was actually more creepy in person, I think. But they film it so rubbishly here that it's not good, really.
I have to say the dialogue between the Rani and those aliens is just
so
exposition, and
generic.
It just felt off. It didn't. And then, I think the Rani got, angry at something, and then, for no spontaneous reason, and then it drops it immediately, and it's like...
Oh yeah, those aliens run weirdly, don't they? They did the Sonic kind of thing. They wouldn't run like that. Exactly. If they got the human anatomy, they would know that running would be easiest the way that we do it. That's why you do the pump of the arms.
I have to say, one thing that I did kind of find cool was the outside of the Rani's base.
Yeah,
that was a cool.
The model
that was cool.
It's odd, yeah, because they do some things in this story really well.
I don't have a lot.
Most of the costumes are decent. Some of the CG is decent, especially the pink balls of death. So basically, they have all these tripwires for some reason.
Yeah.
Nobody ever looks where they're going.
Oh gosh. Yeah. Nobody's looking where they're going. And like, it's especially a good thing they've got like 2 sticks and the wire. It
Yeah.
should be a lot more obvious if people are looking out for them. Like, Mel runs into one after seeing somebody else get fired from a bubble and killed.
You'd
Like,
be way
you would
more
be
careful.
paying more attention to that. Everybody would be paying more attention to that. And it's
I get
weird.
the
that
doctor
it's-
almost doing it. The doctor almost doing it makes sense because he
Yeah.
hadn't seen them yet. But nobody looks where they're going.
And then there was also that other alien guy who,
Yeah.
after seeing that other girl get killed, runs into one, and then for some reason doesn't get into the bubble despite going over the line. Like, how is the range working? How did he not get engulfed by the bubble? How?
Because Mel pulled him back.
Like, why even bubbles? No, that's never explained. Why do they have bubbles? Who thought of the bubbles? Why did the Rani bring out bubbles?
They're the Ranis, but
And why did some of them explode? Why didn't Mel's explode? It just sort of bounced. Why? How did that not
it
explode?
landed on water, that's why.
Yeah, but how did it launch so high? Like the others, they went directly into the mountain. Isn't it? Is it like a fixed route? Or is it like a bubble where it's like floating, or what? They never explain that. And like when it goes over the top and like because it hits, I think it bounces off the side of the wall before it hits the water.
One wall, and then
Yeah,
it hits the
and then how
water.
doesn't it explode there?
The other ones hit
And
it.
like considering the guy
think-
said, "Oh, don't." The alien guy goes like, "Oh, don't be careful there, otherwise it might explode when you're trying to get them out in the water." Well, it already hit something. How does that work? It hit something and it didn't explode. I guess Mel's was just more durable because the shrieks helped to enforce the padding. Because and they used
I must
for
say-
that scene, they used the same shriek over and over again. And then, ugh.
Her shrieking is so annoying.
Yeah, no, but in that scene, especially when she's in the bubble, you can hear it. It's the same
It's the
shriek
same
and
one.
over and over again. It's the exact same one put on repeat
Yeah.
throughout the entire bubble scene.
But it's pretty, I must say, it's decent CG though. Like how it's added on.
Yes, but you can say that about a lot of things. You can say Michael Bay's Transformers has good CG, but it doesn't make up for the rest of
For
it.
the time, it was
It
decent.
doesn't make up for the rest of it.
And, well, it was pretty like how when it moved and then there was an explosion. You know, like how when it landed, it had that. But yeah, doesn't make sense. There is a really cool one that is a okay cliffhanger. It's probably the best cliffhanger in the entire thing. I mean, it made sense at least. The rest are kind of a bit lame. But like, there's a really mean cut at that point where where he's like, oh, you got to be careful because it might explode. And then he twists it, and there's an explosion on screen, but it's actually in the lab with the doctor. I was like, oh,
That's
was
a
cool.
shame.
That's
a shame.
It was a really good cut.
Because,
that was probably the best editing thing in it, and that was it. But I was like, oh, that was actually pretty evil. That was because it was like twist. And then you realise you were in the lab because I was like, wait, what?
And then the disappointment kicks in.
Yeah.
Aww.
But
But
like,
didn't explode.
the doctor, Sylvester McCoy's at least decent.
Well, yeah, I mean, he, of course he does his best. It's his first story. He wants to make a good impression, and he does everything in his power to be. The fact is that the script doesn't give him any leeway in that, because the script, they don't know what to do with him here. They really don't. Like, I think he's written pretty much as Colin Baker.
It's because they had to rush the thing of a new Doctor, because it was really last minute, the new Doctor kind of thing.
Yeah.
Really last minute. They were like, oh wait, we can bring back Doctor Who, but new Doctor. So they had no time to plan and get on. They definitely chose the right person, yes, but like the right.
They didn't write it for him. It wasn't his story.
I mean, I quite liked him getting all the sayings wrong. Like two left turns don't make a.
And that would have been funny if the Rani didn't keep correcting him. That spoils the joke. The viewer is supposed to fill that in.
Yeah,
That is the point of the joke. The joke works when it is a joke. When the Rani reacts in a way, like she does the last time. Every other time when she corrects the Doctor, it completely spoils the joke.
Even Mel does. Even Mel. Yeah, it's like when you say a joke and have to explain the punchline, it becomes funny. Yeah, it's.
And like when the Doctor and the Rani first meet, like
It's
when
quite a
the
decent
Doctor
scene.
wakes.
I like
Well,
it. His
it's
first
just-
line, like that was a nice nap. Now back to
Yeah, I like that, and like it's a nice couple of moments. But then when the Doctor and the Rani meet each other, it's just kind of a load of angry ranting more than anything else. It's not even that interesting dialogue that they have between them.
Yes.
And then, the doctor's been knocked out, and we're gonna make him forget.
Oh
And
yeah,
then
wasn't it the net?
Like,
The net was hilarious. It's,
well, how does that even work?
like it's a net over the head. I mean, if it
How
had
is that
electric in it, I guess it's a taser net.
I
That would make more sense. But
I guess in a way.
the
but
effect is
like,
made that it's coming out of nowhere. That's the effect that I got, not that it was electric.
Yeah, that is really. And like, actually, when the tech trap first comes in, the doctor's just about to destroy the contour of his umbrella, and like he just stands still and watches this tech trap walk slowly up to him, and then shoot
Oh
him
yeah,
the thing.
I did like the touch of because they have 3 eyes, the tech traps. How they did like 3 cameras, like one on the Rani, one on the Doctor, and then there's all the eyes focused on the Doctor. I did like that.
Kinda nice.
They were nice touches, but it was all on the artistic side, not on the written side.
No, because
Like
the written
the
one
tech
has-
trap cave when they fed them and the gloop came down the slide. That was a really nice set. You know, they thought it out well. Though the quarry is just another boring quarry. The artistic side was decent, except the opening sequence. It's all pretty decent on the art style side.
Yeah, I mean, you can't.
But the story, it doesn't make up for the rest of the story. No way.
As I said, Michael Bay Transformers.
Yeah.
You know, it looks nice. He's got
Doesn't
good
make it up,
CG,
yeah.
but it's like everything around it completely makes that mute. Like, what's the point in having something look really nice if it's just not gonna offer anything? Sentiment of most modern console gamers.
But yeah, so I mean, episode 1 was at least I could get through it. It's episodes 2 to 4 where I was just losing
I've still
hope.
got so many more problems with episode 1 because actually, if you look at this is I've actually written down where the episodes end. So this is my episode 1. Episode 2 starts on the next page. So I've still got a lot more to say about this living episodes. It's the one that made me stop. So I honestly, it's the one that made me most frustrated. Like the others just continue on from what this did wrong, but this is, for me, I think this is still pretty, really dreadful. It's paced really awfully. Like there are weird cuts and like some lines are just sort of. They're not allowed time to really give the impact. They just sort of cut away. And, oh look, there's aliens here, and oh he's gone down to some grate and wandered out again, and wandered in again, and then wandered out again in different cuts for no reason. And
I quite liked when they turned into skeletons. Actually, how they made the alien skeleton. I mean, that was a nice touch. But again, artistic. It's all the artistic side,
So,
story side.
and one of the main things is that Rani makes the Doctor forget, and then she dresses up as Mel.
I thought that was quite decent. I get that.
But I can see what she's doing, but the fact is that there would have been way better ways of doing it. Later on in the story, there is a Mel hologram that tricks the Doctor. Do you not think it would have been more convincing if the Rani looks actually was like a Mel hologram instead?
Yeah.
Because the Doctor starts to see that, oh, that's not right. The face is slightly wrong partway through. That would have been avoided had they just used the blimmin' hologram.
Thing is, did they
or
actually
a
need
robot.
Mel to do it? Because that's why maybe the hologram worked
Possibly.
later on. 'Cause
Or
they
she
had
could have
that.
made a robot or something. Why does she have to do it herself? That has so much more possibility of going wrong if she gets frustrated or...
I kind of enjoy Kate O'Mara, doing it though, because like she does a higher voice when doing Mel, and then when the Doctor walks off, and she's like, I can't remember what the Tetrap's name. What is it? It's got a stupid name. It's like Urak. Yeah, and she's like, coming, Doctor. Urak, get the girl out. She's not there. Oh my god, Urak's voice was annoying as hell.
Yeah, it was like... It wasn't threatening at all. It matched the cuddly appearance.
Again, as I said, good concept.
It wasn't a threat.
Bad execution.
So, on this list, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 of the points I got on my bad is Mel.
Mel is... she's so annoying.
Like, from the moment she appears on screen, everything goes to... Like, the screaming, the high-pitched voice, the painfully obvious, like, everything. She just has every worst bit of a companion, all in one, plus the voice. Nothing against Bonnie Langford. Yeah, she has a definite good moments. Like she's good in like pantomimes and doing like more kids drama.
She does work off the Sixth Doctor quite well. When she's doing her normal conversation and it was written well, she was good. But when it's just screaming,
this entire first season, she's obnoxious.
Just screams.
Her voice, her talking to the alien was just pointing out the obvious and not. Her dialogue is dumb. Her screaming is dumb. Everything she does is dumb, and it's painful to listen to. Like every moment she's on screen, I'm just cringing. Like, ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Probably the worst companion. I'd say it's just worse than Adric.
Yes.
Easily.
Adric has his okay moments. Plus, he does it great on my ears.
Yeah, Susan was annoying with her always twisting her ankle, but she wasn't this annoying.
True, but she did. She had her moments of doing useful things. Plus, she was smart.
Yeah.
She had some and I guess they can't make Mel this computer person.
Yeah, when did that computing crap come
Don't
from?
know.
All of a sudden it's, oh, Mel, you're the computer expert. What? What? I literally stopped it and was like, when have we ever seen her do anything with computers?
The girl in Butlin's outfit.
I guess
the best
if they were expecting to carry on, but they knew she was leaving at the end of this season, and they do nothing to do with computers for the rest of this season.
Ugh.
Nothing.
They didn't know what to do with the character. They really didn't.
They didn't. It was I literally paused it and was like, when has she ever done anything computery?
Yeah.
It's carrot juice. That's what she does.
Yeah.
Carrot juice. Fitness.
And having that moment that is brought up later briefly.
That was a decent scene where they check each other's pulses.
Oh yeah,
that was
I
good
was wanting
thinking.
It's one of the how many
good points.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 positives I got compared to the massive amount of negative. That is one of the ones I've got actually.
I have
that scene is quite nice.
That's my good block there. But that is lots of small things rather than anything like good story or anything. It's like decent cut, decent twist with the hologram.
Yeah,
it's small stuff.
Actually, we were talking about Mel a lot, but there was one moment the Doctor is talking to the Rani Mel, and he's like, "Why I chose you as an assistant, I'll never know." The audience shares that sentiment.
Yeah, that's the defining line of Simon the Rani.
Yes, that line.
So there's a costume scene.
I
love those
scenes.
scenes.
And he was dressed up as like the other Doctors. I really did like that.
He didn't look too bad in the third Doctors, actually. I thought he looked okay in the third Doctors.
He didn't look too bad.
And
the kind of semi-Tom Bacon didn't really look like a Tom Bacon costume. Because they tried to go with the red.
But it wasn't.
But it wasn't his style. And it was like, I didn't even know, because it kind of looks like they were trying to go for his costume, but at the same time they didn't.
Yeah.
Oh, it definitely does the fifth Doctor cricket jacket though.
How's that? Yeah, that was good. Doesn't look good without. It was all good, and I do like it. That is a really good costume. Way better after Colin Baker. No offense.
Yeah, significantly better costume.
I'm not 100% fan of a question mark jumper. I mean, I've never really liked the question mark.
I think it's a little bit. It's more subtle than the some of them. Well, not subtle. I would say
It's
not subtle.
In some ways, I liked the Sixth Doctors a bit more because, hey, yes, it was Technicolor, but it wasn't just branded like, hey, I'm Doctor Who, Doctor Who, Doctor Who.
Yeah.
It's just but at least it's covered by the jacket most of the time, so it's not too bad.
Yeah.
It's not terrible.
I think it works okay. I
do like costume scenes, and I wish we'd have one in the new series because I think it's actually, I don't know, comment below, but do you like seeing the Doctor try on clothes? Because I always
as opposed to just picking up random people's costumes like he has for the past
or in the 12th Doctor where he just turned up in the costume. I like seeing him choose it.
He picked up that old guy, the homeless guy.
Yeah, that was the first one. That was when he got the tramp's clothes. But then in the TARDIS at the end, he walks down the steps and he's just got the costume already. And it's like, I like seeing them choose it. I mean, 11th Hour was alright, but I want to see the TARDIS wardrobe. I want to see him try on old Doctor's clothes. Even if it's, maybe...
Or just in the background.
It's worth it. It's fan pleasing, and that's the fan pleasing that fans like. When you do, it's just because you do try on clothes and you try on saying, "Hey, I haven't worn this in ages. What does this look like on me?" You know?
Yeah.
It's stuff I like. I like that, and that's I always enjoy the costume scenes.
It's true.
At least them choosing their costume, even if they don't wear any others. Like at least when the Fifth Doctor puts on his costume, it's still enjoyable. Where he's looking at he's like the bat, and it's like all needs a lick of whatever.
Yeah.
They're fun scenes because it's like, oh, this is the moment. Instead of kind of skipping that, it's always like a big defining moment.
I mean, the only one where it makes sense to skip it is the first regeneration because they didn't really know what they were doing with it.
Oh yeah, no.
It's kind of weird. He's just suddenly in like a different
clothes,
outfit,
yeah.
But they didn't know what they were doing at the time, so it's
you can't blame them.
I don't mind that. They kind of fixed that more later. Well, they did on John Pertwee's.
Yeah, and then John Pertwee stole his clothes.
Yeah.
But yeah, so costume scene. So yeah, Sylvester McCoy, if you don't know, can play the spoons.
Yeah.
One point, they literally cut away, show the Doctor, pick up the spoons, play the spoons, and then begins back to the story. It has nothing to do with it. It's literally, it cuts just to show him play the spoons.
The first time he starts playing the spoons and just slap, slap down his hand. It's like, what was the point? It's just so spontaneous and random. Like, what the? Sorry about that.
Yep.
So spoons. So yeah, the first time it's done, he just does it spontaneously. And Rani gives it just because. Like, I know that moment was supposed to show
that the Doctor could play. It's just
well, no,
he did it in a rehearsal, and they were like, "Oh, let's just put it in there."
But I mean, it makes sense for the Rani to knock it out of his hands, despite that was supposed to be a moment to show, oh, that's a bit shifty, the Doctor might figure it out then. But I think even Mel might have done that because of how just out of nowhere and weird it was, especially with this newly regenerated Doctor.
Well, it's later on when he does it again when he's by himself, and then just hits himself on the back of the head. And it's like, cool, but the point was, and I mean. The Rani's plan is decent. It's a decent plan. I mean, it's got substance to it, but they don't explain it.
Very rush over explaining it, like, oh, the technobabble, technobabble.
It's a dark matter asteroid. If it explodes, it creates a supernova or something, and then she has control all over time.
It's too convoluted for what it's trying to be, but at the same time...
It's got the threat to it. It's better than some of the plans which have been done before. I don't know... trying to think of one with that, which we've done already. It's better than some plan like The Awakening. So some villains bad. Some of the Masters ones are a bit complicated. Oh no, Cybermen's The Wheel in Space. It's really kind of crazy, isn't it? How far out they go to try and get what they want.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a decent plan, and she has control over time. It's not bad, but it's just kind of not great. And it's the brain still kind of confused me. Suddenly there's this brain behind the door.
Oh yeah, the brain.
This Planet of You,
Yeah, well, and Planet of You, and the brain looks nice. Once again, there's a side aspect of it, but I mean, it didn't really serve much purpose. It was there because I know it was kind of part of the thing to
the ship,
asteroid thingy, but why?
Yeah, it was the matching of it, all the smart people like Einstein and stuff, and then they're all thinking,
but why a brain? Where did the brain even come from?
Yeah, again.
Why wasn't it just like a computer? If you wanted to bring all together all this knowledge, a computer would have made more sense and would have fit in better. Why a brain? Why?
It's just
And actually, going back, I guess a little bit, but why is the Rani making the Doctor fix the computer?
Because she can't do it. She doesn't know what's wrong. That's why she does it.
But it's true, but surely there'd be somebody else in the universe. If she's going around all the universe finding people that can do stuff.
Because in this story the Doctor is the expert of time, quotation marks.
Yeah, but it's a computer. Why does he need to be the expert of time?
It's the ship had to hit the asteroid at a certain way to cause it to do a certain thing. Yeah. That's why. That's what it was supposed to be.
But what was
so
the computer?
because the Doctor is the expert. No, because that's the brain is like where all of their minds are connected with
Yeah.
the smart people, so they're all supposed to work together to work it out. And she's the doctor's time expertise, I think. And that was why. Again,
Well, I know that's why he would
I
put
found it
in
hard to
the.
follow
I know
with
that's
how
why he
bored
was
I was.
put in the box
Yeah.
to be a part of that collective mind. But why is he fixing the computer?
Because that was needed for the ship to then work.
But why couldn't she got somebody else who she could rely on to do it?
Because evil, Doctor Who.
Also, why are all these brilliant minds of the universe all from Earth? There is nobody
Yeah.
from any other planet there. They're
True.
all Earth geniuses.
That is actually quite true. That is a massive mistake. I mean, the second cliffhanger. The Doctor realises it's the Rani. He runs for it and hides in the Batcave.
Yeah.
Why? Didn't he see?
like-
did he look at? Oh wow, all these bats. Oh, that would be dangerous. Better not hide in here.
Yeah. And as I mentioned very briefly earlier, that grate which he goes through to hide there, like the alien thing wanders in and out in two different scenes for no reason. Like there's a scene. Oh, he's opening the grate. He wanders down and looks in, and then he wanders back out again. And then, like, not too long later, they cut back, and he wanders back in,
What is he
looks
doing?
again, and then wanders back out again. Like, what is he even looking for there? Like, what? There's just a load of tech traps hanging upside down. What is even this big? Oh my goodness. There isn't even a big boat. We've seen the tech traps. Like, if we'd thought, oh, maybe there's only one, but there was no hint of anything like that. There's just a load hanging upside down. Not like they even do anything later. Like, what is the big thing there? There's tech traps sleeping on the ceiling. What? Why?
Because they're bats.
I know.
But it's just a point. I don't get why the Doctor would hide down there.
Yeah.
But anyway, the way that the cliffhanger's resolved. Now there's a mistake. Okay, so you feed the tech traps by pulling on the chain, which makes the food come down.
Yeah.
The chain's inside the cave. The bats could feed themselves whenever they like.
That's true.
Why does someone need to come down and pull it?
Because their wings restrict their arm movements.
But there's stairs.
But their wings restrict their arm movements.
But yeah, it's like that's a problem, isn't it? From what I could tell, it looked like it was as they left, the chain was inside.
That is an issue. Oh, there's a few lines. Actually, I've got one line here, which Mel mentions when she's talking with the alien, like, which is so stupid. Oh, no one would kidnap the Doctor unless you're desperate for his help. Like, what? What? There's plenty of reasons to kidnap the Doctor
He's
without
a threat.
wanting his help.
You need to stop him.
Yes.
He'll get in the way.
That
He'll
line
try and
made no
stop you.
sense. Hence why I wrote it down. It's like, what the heck does that even mean? Like,
That is terrible.
that is pretty awful.
I mean-
and actually, one thing I'll say, which I noticed a couple of times, they didn't do like a camera zoom. I assume they didn't get all the. I assume they just sort of shot it like straight forward, and perhaps it's more noticeable on the big TV I have. But some moments, like for example, when Mel just being popped out of the bubble, she's okay. She's just sitting there, and then like they want to do a close up on her face. So, like, instead of the camera moving towards her face, they edit the footage so it's close to her face, and it becomes really pixelated.
Oh yeah. It was
Like, they have that
after.
several times. Like, they don't do proper camera work. They just zoom in the footage and make it look more pixelated because,
I must
oh
say,
well, that will do.
The directing was pretty poor in this one, actually. It was all pretty. Nothing was special angles. It was all very, very generic.
Oh yeah, definitely.
The only kind of impressive, as I say, is the artwork. Like the model, the explosion at the end was actually half decent, better than the Awakening.
It's true, but like that was also how many years before?
Yeah,
7 years before.
not too long.
Well, not too long, but like it was at least 2 Doctors before. Still,
It was about 4 years before.
yeah. So like technology advances fast. You could expect that.
They did it better in the Demons, I remember.
They did. That was more convincing than any of them. We talked a lot about green screen as of recent, both the Green Death and the episode we're about to come up to. But the Rani's TARDIS in the story is also green screen. They didn't bother to put her in the set, and it's quite obvious when they go in there. Not for very long, of course, but it is quite noticeable.
It is noticeable. Yeah, they were really lazy at some points, but pretty okay at others.
Oh yeah, the cliffhanger before the Doctor, because you mentioned the cliffhanger when the Doctor runs into the thing, but slightly before that, to get away from the Rani, point rope.
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah.
What even? What?
Where did that rope come from?
Where did the rope come? Oh no, that was a net scarf.
Oh!
Because that's why it was on the table later.
So I couldn't tell because it was all dark in the room. So
Yeah,
I was
no,
like,
that wasn't obvious. I didn't entirely get it on the first watch either. But the fact was, it's like the most obvious trick. Like, oh look over there. Oh.
oh. You should have gone Mel.
Or something. Well, no, he told Mel to get out with the. Actually,
Yeah,
I
but then
noticed
that
here
still would have worked.
one of the most least enthusiastic versions. Like, go Mel, go! Like he doesn't say that with any sort of enthusiasm.
Yeah.
That line. I mean, like the Lieutenant Quad's performance here is good, but like I noted that line in particular. He says with no enthusiasm.